In the tech sales world, the jump from SDR to AE is a big one. I remember when I made the transition at Oracle and I entered into the Six Figures Club, and it was an amazing feeling. I was buying my whole team coffee every Friday and I didn't know what to do with myself. Once you get to account executive, you have more freedom and impact and a much bigger upside financially, and that's why we all broke into tech sales in the first place. In this video, I'm going to share some of the most important principles and strategies that I applied to get promoted from SDR to AE so that you can apply them yourself to get to the next level in your own tech sales journey. Of course, give this video a like and share it with other people who you think could benefit from the message. And subscribe to my Sell More, Live More newsletter linked in the description of this video to get free cold call templates, a 90-day SDR success plan, and an interview checklist that will collectively position you to be set up to crush the SDR role and get promoted quickly. If you sign up for the newsletter, you'll also get first dibs and a discount on my upcoming Tech Sales Accelerator course that's coming out soon. And if you desperately need coaching right now to solve a specific issue related to breaking into tech sales or crushing it as an SDR, feel free to book time with my Calendly link linked in the description of this video. I've got your back. All right, let's dig into the keys to getting promoted from SDR to AE. First off, this might be a hot take, but I know it to be true. Relationships come first in B2B tech sales, especially at large enterprise companies like Oracle. Hitting your numbers is not enough. People will get you promoted. Your political capital is your greatest corporate currency, and there are people who get jobs or promotions over others who are more qualified because of their relationships that they have intentionally developed and because they're more likable to the hiring manager. People want to hire and work with the people they like at the end of the day. Here's what the end goal looks like when it comes to intentionally cultivating your relationships at your current company to set you up to get promoted to AE. You quickly connect with top SDRs, AEs, and your manager and learn from them on how to be successful and set yourself up. Your managers and AEs love you and vouch for you when it comes time for promotion, and that gets you ahead of other internal competition. The AE manager, who's your future boss, already knows about you because they have seen your great work firsthand supporting their account executives and because you set time with them to learn about what they're looking for. You already have an idea of how to do the AE role because your account executive took you under their wing and let you shadow calls, and you know what account executive managers look for, their style, and are able to address their most common objections like you lack closing experience. If your political capital at your company and internal relationships are your greatest corporate currency, here is some relationship building 101 tips so that you can cultivate that rich asset, which is your internal network. There's no question that when you give to those above and beside you, they'll elevate you to promotion. The first aspect of building strong relationships comes down to curiosity and empathy. Whenever you connect with account executives, your manager, AE managers, and other SDRs, think about what drives them. What are their values? How do they get measured and paid? What are their hobbies? What is their personality type? How do they prefer to communicate? What do they look for in their reps? What are their pet peeves? On a person-by-person basis, make sure to create a Google Doc and take notes in your one-on-ones so that you can refer back to personalized nuggets that you learn along the relationship building journey. A second key ingredient for strong relationship building is showing generosity. How can you contribute to the person you're talking with? Think about how can you help them look good? How can you help them get paid? Approach interactions from this place always. And a third ingredient for great relationship building is showing consistency and having integrity. This comes down to doing what you say you will and always showing up on time for meetings. Ask for advice and make sure your asks are specific. Apply the advice and be a squeaky wheel and share your successes. Give managers and mentors credit for your success, and that will go a long way. One of the key relationships you want to build is your relationship with your manager. Make your manager look good by hitting your numbers, of course, and keep the CRM up to date and communicate succinct and relevant updates in the style they prefer so they can report up the chain. Be coachable and take feedback seriously, and be vocal about your successes, especially the ones that were due to you implementing their specific coaching. Now, I want to double click on CRM hygiene. Your manager's job is to represent you and the whole team and report data points up the chain to leadership on your meeting set, your pipeline, and revenue closed from your efforts. So keeping the CRM up to date is really important for them to be able to do what they need to do. Your sales efforts are only as strong as your data, so make sure you're adding info to Salesforce and HubSpot. Make sure to update your opportunities and activities every day in the CRM, and have good hygiene, meaning keep numbers and forecasts up to date and accurate. This is really going to help out your hiring manager, and they'll appreciate you for it. In addition to turning your manager into your biggest champion, you want to turn your account executives into your biggest champions as well. SDRs that get promoted quickly turn their account executives into their mentors who want to help them get promoted. Make sure to have consistent cadences with your account executives to talk about the territory, priorities, strategy, what's working and what isn't, and make an effort to understand their background, their values, and their goals over time so you can truly connect with them. Get very clear on where they think you can bring the most value to them and deliver on bringing that value. For example, make an effort to set meetings in accounts that account executives really want to get into, and if you don't know those accounts, then ask them, and set those meetings with the right personas who can make decisions or influence decisions. Learn to spot the characteristics of companies that have higher potential for larger deals so that you set your meetings with the highest potential accounts rather than setting meetings with minnow accounts that barely have any spend potential. Do your best to qualify opportunities in advance by looking for BANT, budget, authority, need, and timeline, so account executives are set up for success in their discovery calls. What frustrates account executives is getting meetings set for them that feel like a waste of time because the account is too small or has no need, or the meeting is with a persona who has no connection to the technology or impact on the purchasing decision. It all comes down to thinking about how you can help your account executives win and directly impact their metrics and get them paid. If you take care of your account executives, they will take care of you on the back end. As you deliver value, you can also ask for your account executive support. Ask them for advice on how to succeed and follow through and apply that advice. And when you get a win as a result of that advice, celebrate it with them and give them credit. People want to feel like they are contributing, so give your account executive mentor the gift of experiencing their positive impact and being appreciated for it. Ask account executives to shadow their discovery calls so you can learn that skill set and offer to take notes as a value add to them. Ask to shadow calls that are further in the sales cycle and ideally a full sales cycle. Ask your account executive if you can run discovery calls for accounts that are unqualified. Ask your account executives to walk you through a full sales cycle for a specific deal, ideally one you sourced that closed, including all the steps they went through, especially related to aspects of the sales cycle you have no experience with, like running demos, back-end contractual processes, negotiation, and roadblocks along the way, and take notes on what is shared with you. The goal is that you can speak to what it takes to run a full sales cycle in detail, even if you haven't closed a deal yourself, to wow an account executive hiring manager and proactively address the common objection that you lack closing experience. Ultimately, when it comes time for promotion and you're interviewing with account executive managers, your AE mentors will put in a good word for you to those hiring managers to help you stand out from the competition. Another key thing that you can do to set yourself up to get promoted from SDR to AE quickly is to find a top performer to model after. Find a mentor, maybe a senior SDR or account executive who is good at outbound, and model after what they do. When pursuing a mentor internally, reach out offering to buy them a coffee and share that you want to learn to succeed like they have. Learn from them and steal their pitch, their processes, and systems to execute everything they do to be successful. A common mistake people make in sales is thinking they have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. Take thorough notes in your conversations and implement what they share with you. Give them the gift of you being successful and giving them full credit for your successes that come. Another key aspect of getting promoted from SDR to AE is proactively contributing to and networking with your future boss. As you look to bring value to your account executives, you'll also be bringing value to their managers. Get meetings and source qualified pipeline with high potential accounts for their reps. Figure out when AE managers are traveling with their reps and try to proactively prospect and set meetings for them in person. I did this to get promoted at Google from inside sales to field sales. I set up meetings for my field sales manager in person multiple times with high potential accounts, and that set them up to win because in-person meetings tend to be more effective and you connect more, and it made me look good and gave the field sales manager a glimpse into my abilities. Of course, focus on sourcing qualified opportunities that convert to revenue. And when you show that you can produce revenue as an SDR, the account executive managers will love you. From a networking perspective, set time to meet with your AE managers and AE directors early in your tenure as an SDR. When reaching out, in addition to sharing your intention to work for them, ask them for time to learn about them and their path to success. In the conversation, ask them what they look for in an AE on their team, what their top performers do well, and their biggest concerns with the SDR to account executive transition. You can also flat out ask them what you'll need to show them to earn the opportunity to join their team in the future. Take thorough notes and soak in this information like a sponge so you can focus your day-to-day on developing those qualities that they're looking for and intentionally creating the experiences and results that will meet their criteria so that you can prepare to show them exactly what they said they want in an AE candidate. When it comes time for promotion, you will be ready to show them, I am exactly what you're looking for, and you'll also be prepared to address their objections, like the lack of closing experience objection that I mentioned earlier. Boom! I just got a haircut and shaved mid-video because I want you to know that I'm serious about your SDR to AE journey, and we're gonna finish the second half of this video strong. If you wanna be promoted from SDR to AE quickly, you need to have a strong plan from day one. You wanna hit the ground running with a 90-day plan or a 30, 60, 90-day plan. And that plan doesn't have to be perfect, but you can get feedback on how to make it better over time from your manager, account executives, or top performing SDRs, and they will respect you for putting a plan like that together. Subscribe to my Sell More, Live More newsletter linked in the description of this video if you want an example 90-day plan that is very thorough and will walk you step by step on all the bullets and points to put for your first 30, 60, and 90 days in an SDR role. But for the purposes of this video, let's talk about a great 30, 60, 90-day plan at a high level and what you should focus on in your first 30, 60, and 90 days. In the first 30 days of your new SDR role, you should focus on building fundamental relationships with your manager, your AEs, and your peers, building strong messaging, understanding the ICP or ideal customer profile and personas who end up buying the solution and are impacted by your solution. Developing other baseline knowledge related to success in your role, like understanding the product, understanding the industry you're selling into, and understanding internal systems that are key to your day-to-day. And you should start to outbound in the first 30 days. You need to show a bias for action and realize the fastest way to learn and improve is through doing. Get on the bike and start riding. Then in the 30 to 60 day period, you should shift your focus to more outbound execution and continuing to build relationships and learn and grow. Again, particularly learning and growing through doing. And then in the 60 to 90 day period, you should be in full-blown execution mode. You should have strong relationships and cadences with your account executives and your manager, and you should have strong relationships with your peers, and you should start to be assessing how you're performing and areas for improvement. Again, feel free to subscribe to my Sell More, Live More newsletter linked in the description of this video for a thorough 30, 60, 90-day plan or 90-day plan that you can make your own and innovate with. If you want to get promoted from SDR to AE, in addition to having a great plan, you need to consistently win your days and control your time. You want to set quarterly goals around meetings set, pipeline generated, and revenue sourced, and then reverse engineer that to understand what you need to be doing on a weekly basis, and then build weekly plans every week focused on core tactics and habits and tasks that will move the needle towards your goals. The core behaviors that will move the needle every week in the SDR role include cold calling, cold emailing, and social selling on LinkedIn. This should be a high priority task. Account research and call prep, internal meetings with managers and meetings with account executives, updating your CRM, internal networking, and learning and growing in your role. Put these core tactics in your calendar every week and color code the most important ones like outbounding and customer meetings and key manager meetings in red. Things like researching and learning might go in green. Updating the CRM might go in yellow. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide how you want to color code things based on your priorities and what the colors mean to you, but you want to have everything be in your calendar to truly control your time. If you're looking for some inspiration on how to organize yourself and your time within the context of the role that you're selling in and the company you're selling for, then turn to your peers who are most successful and see how they manage their weeks and days and how they focus their efforts and organize themselves around key activities that move the needle. Remember that sales is very process-oriented and your results fall to the level of your habits. Every day you want to set goals for key behaviors like outbound touches and key outcomes like meeting set, and you want to step into the batter's box to get hits and celebrate wins every day. And you want to make sure you eat that frog. And what this means is doing the hardest and most impactful work in the morning. As an SDR, the activity that moves the needle the most and will impact your results the most and is the most difficult is making cold calls. Speaking of making cold calls, the next tip I have for you on getting promoted from SDR to AE quickly is to join the Dial High Club. What this means is make more cold calls, get more at-bats, and learn how to be a cold calling master sooner than later. Based on what I've seen and based on the data, a phone-centric approach tends to be most effective for setting meetings. So if you have to focus on mastering one skill early in your SDR career, it's cold calling. I saw a post from an SDR on LinkedIn who went from 40% below quota to crushing her numbers. And what she did is that she accepted until she had a higher conversion rate on the phone, which would only improve through practice. She needed to make way more calls than what she was doing. She made 3 times the amount of calls that she was expected to. And over time, quantity became quality, and she got the results she was looking for. My next tip for you to get quickly promoted from SDR to AE is to be self-aware, assess your performance, and make tweaks to hit your numbers. Take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, can I improve my targeting? Can I improve my timing of my outbound touches? Can I improve my messaging through better personalization and business relevance? Can I improve my cold call delivery? Maybe I can role play with others to improve it if I need more practice, or I can have someone shadow my calls to give feedback. Am I following up 11 times in a multi-threaded way? Prospects almost never respond to the first, second, or even third email. Remember that the follow-ups fuel the finances. And remember, don't just follow up via email over and over. Follow up in a multi-threaded way across different channels, like following up via email, cold calling, and LinkedIn. When you come at a prospect from all these different angles, you tell them, I really want to talk to you, I mean business, and eventually they'll take the meeting. Remember, the best artists steal, so also ask yourself, what is working for my peers, and what can I learn from my peers who are doing well to implement in my own day-to-day to get better results? Ask yourself, am I leveraging my marketing team, and are there any creative marketing campaigns that I can deploy alongside the marketing team, especially when it comes to in-person events, which are really effective ways to build trust with prospects? And finally, ask yourself, are there new outside-the-box approaches to outbounding that I can try out, like Dale Dupree's crumpled letter or empty donut box campaigns? If you want to learn about those campaigns, which are really funny and creative, check out the interview I did with Dale on my podcast. And another tip to help catalyze your journey from SDR to AE is to always be the squeaky wheel. It's your responsibility to be vocal about your wins to leadership, account executives, and give out credit to those who helped you win along the way. Your internal marketing is important, and it's not egotistical, it's a part of the job. This is a part of building your brand and getting the mind share of leadership, and also it helps others on the team to share what's working and so that they can learn from your success. When I was at Google Cloud, I got a meeting with the CMO of Sur La Table, and I forwarded that email to the team, and they loved it, and some of them incorporated my strategies on what worked into their own outbound efforts. I even got recognized by the VP of Sales with what we call a peer bonus at Google. It's an internal bonus system where you get a little extra cash. It's amazing, and that recognition felt great, and it really helped build my brand and position me to get promoted to field sales from inside sales. Don't be afraid to share your wins with the team in service of them and helping them find new ways to be successful themselves. And remember, a culture of winning, celebrating successes together, and learning from each other is the type of sales culture you want to be a part of in the first place. And finally, my last tip to help you get promoted from SDR to AE is to be a team player. Go above and beyond and demonstrate some type of thought leadership in your role. Maybe you become an expert on cold calling and go on to give trainings with a broader team to share what's working for you. Maybe you develop a great system or process to get better results from a pipeline generation perspective. Maybe you develop a specific sales campaign that's working or industry-specific insights that you share with the team to help others win. Show generosity to your teammates by being curious to get to know them and develop authentic relationships with them on a personal basis, and be someone who shows that you want to help your teammates be successful, and then your teammates will want you to succeed as well, and they'll be celebrating your promotion right alongside you. At the end of the day, have an abundance mindset that says we can all win and rise together. Now that's a wrap on my tips to get promoted from SDR to AE. I hope you got value out of this video, and if you did, hit the like button, and share this video with other people who could benefit from the message. And make sure to subscribe to my Sell More, Live More newsletter, linked in the description of this video, to get free cold call templates, a 90-day SDR Success Plan template, and interview checklist that will collectively position you to be set up to crush the SDR role and get promoted to AE quickly. You'll also get first dibs on my upcoming Tech Sales Accelerator course, which I'm pouring my heart and soul into, and I'm super excited about. And if you need coaching right here, right now to tackle a specific issue related to your journey into tech sales or your journey as an SDR trying to get promoted to AE, then check out the Calendly link that I have linked in the description of this video. And if this video ends up helping you get promoted from SDR to AE, please let me know in the comments or send me an email. I want to celebrate that success with you. And honestly, the idea of that gets me super pumped up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking out this video. To your success in tech sales and in life, happy selling and happy living, and I'll see you in the next one.